Good afternoon, students. So next we are going to see, good afternoon. So next we are going to see how to handle the signed and unsigned arithmetic operations. Okay. So first I will explain all the instruction syntax for arithmetic operation. After that we will do the experiment. Okay. So first 5 instructions are addition, and next subtraction and reverse subtraction, and we have multiplication, and under division category we have unsigned division and signed division. Okay, so in case of addition, okay, we can also use addition instruction with an immediate operand. Okay, either we can use register operand or immediate operand. So we have two instruction under this add instruction. Either you can use three operands as register, or we can use immediate operand. That is, we can use add instruction with an immediate operand. Okay. So remember that the addition is a commutative, which means that we don't have worry about the order of operand. Okay, we can add Rn plus M or Rm plus N. Okay, so there is no need of following the correct order. Either we can add the second operand with third, or third operand with the second one. Okay, and third instruction is add with carry. So we are going to add the carry along with your source operands. If any carry is generated in the previous operation, that carry should be accumulated in the current operation using this add with carry. Again, we can use this ADC instruction with an immediate operand. So here plus carry, RD comma hash immediate also possible under this category. Okay, and final one is the add word, that is add register with 12-bit immediate value. Here 12-bit is, according to our IDE, we can use 16-bit value. Okay, is that clear, students? So next subtraction. So subtraction works same way as addition, but the only thing is subtraction is not commutative. So subtraction instruction subtract the third operand from the second operand. Okay, so it's going to subtract Rn minus Rm. That is, Rm is subtracted from Rn. So that is the concept we are going to follow. Okay, so it is a commutative, it is not a commutative. So subtract instruction subtract the third operand from the second operand. So that is the limitation of this particular instruction. So that can be solved by your reverse subtract instruction. Okay, so in the reverse subtract instruction, the second operand, that is second one, is subtracted from the third. Okay, your Rn can be subtracted from third operand. So this is your first operand, this will be second and third. So your second operand can be subtracted from the third operand. Okay. So here we have subtract Rd comma hash immediate. So the operation is Rd minus immediate, and subtract Rd comma Rn comma immediate. So in this case, your immediate value is subtracted from Rn, and again with borrow. Okay, so Rn minus immediate minus borrow. Okay, and this is subtract carry Rd comma Rn comma Rm. Okay, here we have two register operands. So the operation is going to be Rn minus Rm minus borrow. So morning I have explained this reverse subtraction. So do you have any doubts regarding this reverse subtraction?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
So next one is the 32-bit multiplication. Multiplication is used to multiply your Rn by Rn m. Okay. So it is commutative like your addition. So it does not allow the use of immediate operand. We cannot use immediate operand here. So we have to use 3 register according to this instruction syntax. Okay. So very important thing in multiplication is when we multiply two 32-bit number, so result or your product may be 32-bit or 62-bit. Okay. So based on the input, your result may be 32-bit or 64-bit. So this MUL is the basic multiplication instruction. So this instruction discards the upper 32-bit. Suppose if the result size is 64-bit means, okay, it discards the upper 32-bit, okay, 32-bit of the product and gives you the bottom 32-bit as a result. Okay, you will get only LSB of your result in case of this MUL. Okay, so if you want to extract both the 32-bit, you have to use long multiplication MULL, UMULL. So I will explain that later. Okay. Unsigned MUL is a long multiplication instruction. It will return 64-bit result. Is that clear? See, if you really need to multiply large numbers, your Cortex M3 and M4 have long multiply instruction that return 64-bit result. Okay. But these instruction, long multiplication instructions, slower than the basic multiplication. Okay. So, and they require 2 registers to hold the result. One is for lower 32-bit and other one is for upper 32-bit. Okay. So that is the limitation of your long multiply instruction. Is that clear, students?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
And under division, there are 2 basic instructions to perform a division operation. One is the unsigned one and other one is the signed. So this is for unsigned value. And this one is for signed value. Okay. So the operation is Rn is divided by Rn. Okay. And it will return quotient alone. Your remainder will be discarded. Your RD holds quotient. So to extract the remainder, we need to write separate algorithm to extract our remainder values. Okay. So after execution, your RD holds quotient value, the remainder will be discarded. So next I will explain how to get the inputs from data section. Okay. So in this code, we have 2 sections. One is the data section and other one is the code section. Okay. So for defining data section, you have to use this syntax, that is define your area and give your area name, and this is the data section to be defined. So you have to specify this word DATA, and default mode is read write. Okay. So under this section, you can define your data. Okay. So X1 EQU means equal. Okay. I'm assigning this 32-bit value to this variable X1. So now your X1 holds this 32-bit numeric constant. Okay. And next X2 holds this 32-bit constant. So in this way, we can assign the 32-bit value into variable using your data section. Okay. So in this main, how to access the data from data section means by using this LDR instruction. LDR means load data register instruction. Load data register. Using this instruction, we can access the data element from data section. Okay. So syntax is LDR R0 comma is equal to X1. Okay. So already we have assigned this 32-bit value to X1. When I am using this instruction, okay, now your after execution, your R0 holds this value. Next instruction, LDR R1 comma is equal to X2. Okay. After execution, your X2 holds this value. So in this way, we can access the data elements from the data section using LDR instruction. After that, you can use any arithmetic operation here, okay? And the result will be folded in. Is that clear, students? So in previous code, we are using that is, we are defining the 32-bit value using registers, general purpose registers. Instead of that, we can have the data items in the data section, and using LTR instruction, we can fetch the data items using variables. So that is the difference between LTR and normal move instruction. So LDR is very similar to your move X instruction. Is that clear? Do you have any doubts regarding this?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
So after execution of these two instruction, your R0 holds first data and R1 holds second data. So you can give data in any format. You can give either hexadecimal format or decimal format here. You can directly enter your decimal number or hexadecimal number in the data section area. Dina code irukka Dina? Dina?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Your present your screen. So you can perform addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division using LDR instruction also. Instead of moving 32-bit number into general purpose register, we can assign that 32-bit number into variable, and you can access that variable using LDR instruction.
Yes, ma'am. This is the code, ma'am.
Okay, just you execute the code.
Okay.
The result. So you can assign 8-bit number, 62-bit number, and 32-bit number in the data section. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. So we are given decimal values and respective hexadecimal values are given in the registers.
So we have given decimal number in the data section. After execution, your R0 holds the hexadecimal. Okay. So the equivalent hexadecimal numbers are loaded into R0 and R1. After the addition, result is placed in R2.
R2.
Okay. Is that clear, students? Is that clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So you can
Ma'am,
try
can
all
you
the
repeat again?
operations using LDR. All your arithmetic operations.
She's asking to repeat, ma'am. What do you want to repeat? The code or
What,
number
Dina?
13? 13 was asking some doubt.
Roll number 13. Do you have any doubts?
She asked to repeat, ma'am.
Okay. Which part, ma?
Ma'am, that LDR part, ma'am. I lost my connection, ma'am.
Okay. So LDR is a low data register, okay? We can load the 32-bit value into the general purpose register using this LDR instruction, okay? So for that, we need to assign the data into the variable in this data session. So X1 EQU is the assembler directive. So it is equal, okay? So when we are giving 32-bit value here, so that value was assigned into X1. Now X1 holds this 32-bit numeric constant. So it is in decimal format. You can give decimal value or hexadecimal value here, okay? And I am assigning x2 equal this 32-bit numeric constant. So after execution, your x2 hold this number, okay? So inside main, I am calling that variable x1 from the data section using this LDR. After execution, your R0 holds the first data. And second instruction, I am using LDR for x2 variable. So x2 holds this numeric constant. After execution, your second value is loaded into R. After that, add instruction is used here to add the R0 content and R1. And after the addition, your result is placed in R2. So LDR is mainly for accessing your data section. And under the data section, you can define your variables. So that is the advantage of LDR instruction. Is that clear? Yes?
Yes,
Sir.
ma'am.
Okay. See, here we have addition and subtraction instruction. Okay. So only I have.
Ma'am, your screen is
Ma'am,
not
screen
visible,
is
ma'am.
not shared.
Okay. Now,
Yes,
can you
ma'am.
click?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, yes.
Yes, ma'am, we can see me.
It's visible, ma'am.
Okay. So this program is for your addition, subtraction, and reverse subtraction. Okay. So I have included 4 addition operand, the addition instruction. So one is addition with 3 operands, addition with immediate operand, addition with 2 operand, okay, and addition for signed numbers, sorry, unsigned numbers, and simple subtraction and reverse subtraction, okay. So already your registers, your R0 register is loaded with this value, 0x02, okay. So after execution of this instruction, what will be the content of R1? Please tell me. Your R0 is loaded with 2 after execution.
4, ma'am.
4. So it's perform simple addition. It may be a 8-bit addition or 16-bit addition or 32-bit addition. Okay. So your addition instruction can be used with 3 register operands. And next one is the addition with immediate operand. So what is the answer?
Ma'am? Is ma'am audible?
For this instruction?
No.
Huh?
Ma'am, you
No,
were
you were
not
not
audible for
audible for
few
some
seconds.
Okay, what is the answer for your second instruction?
06, ma'am.
Huh?
06, ma'am.
See, your R0 is R0, add R2, R0, #2. Your R0 is loaded with 0, 2, and the immediate operand is 2. What is the answer now?
04, ma'am.
04, okay? Your R2 is updated with 04. So that is the answer. For next addition instruction, what is the answer? Add R2, comma R0. Your R0 holds 2 and R2 holds
6, ma'am.
4.
0, 6.
So 2 plus 6, 2 plus 4, your answer will be 6, okay? And after addition, your R2 is updated with 6. So your R2 holds 6. Is that clear? So the operation is R2 is equal to R2 plus R0. So we can use add instruction with 2 register operands. Is that clear? Is that clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So next instruction, your R3 is loaded with 32-bit value and R4 is loaded with 32-bit value. I'm going to add R3 content and R4 content using this instruction. So what is the answer?
D followed by 7 zeros, ma'am.
Yes. So 4 followed by 7 zeros, 7 followed by 7 zeros. Answer will be B followed by 7 zeros, and this is the decimal equivalent for this particular value. So after execution, your R5 is updated with this value. Okay. And next one is the subtraction. The simple subtraction, that is 4 followed by 7 0 is subtracted from 7 followed by 7 zeros. You will be getting this answer. Your R6 is updated with this value. Is that clear, students? Is that clear?
Yes, ma'am.
So next one is the reverse subtraction. Reverse subtraction R7, comma R1, comma 0. So what operation to be performed here? How it will subtract? R1 minus
R4 minus
0 minus R1 here.
0 minus R1.
0 minus
R1.
R1. Okay. So 0 minus R1. So your R7 is equal to 0 minus R1. Okay. So for that, we have to take 2's complement of this R1 register. So what is the content of R1 register? Your R1 register holds 0, 4. Okay. So we need to take the 2's complement of this particular value. You will be getting this value. So this is the 1's complement. Add with 1, you will be getting 7x with C. Okay. So you have to take 2's complement of R1. Okay. 2's complement of this value. So this is the 1's complement with 1. What is the answer? F C. Okay. So that value should be added with this 0. Okay. So this is the answer. Is that clear? So your R7 is updated with this value. Do you have any doubts in this?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
So shall we move on to the next operation, multiplication?
Shall I run it and show the result?
No, don't I answer. Very simple one. Simple.
Okay,
program.
okay.
You can
Okay.
run the multiplication.
Okay, multiplication. Sorry.
So multiplication. So we have 3 instructions. One is MUL, and next one is the unsigned long multiply and signed long multiply. Okay, so we have 3. So this will perform normal multiplication and returns 32-bit result. Okay, and unsigned long multiplication, it will perform unsigned multiplication. It will return 64-bit result. Okay, and your LSB 32 will be holded by R5. So this your R5 holds lower 32-bit, and this R4 holds upper 32-bit. So using this instruction, we can extract 64-bit result. but it takes more number of clock cycles compared to this MUL. Okay. So first your R0 is loaded with this value and R1 is loaded this value, and after multiplying the content, it is R0 by R2, R1, the result is updated in R2. So 4 into 2, your answer is 8. After multiplication, your R2 holds this 8. So R2 is updated with this value. Okay. So next I am loading 32-bit value into R3 and 8-bit value into R4. Just you find out the answer. So what is the result? After multiplication, what will be the content of R5? Please tell me. So you are supposed to multiply R3 by R4. So what is the answer now?
4x and 9070, ma'am.
What is the answer? 4x
4f 9070.
See, after multiplication, this is the original result. That is, you will be getting 64-bit number. That is 76 4x 9070. Okay. So according to this MUL instruction, it returns only 4x 9070. Okay. After execution, your R5 holds 16-bit value and remaining 2 bits will be discarded. So these two are discarded. So we are able to get this lower 32-bit value allowed using this MUL instruction. Is that clear, students?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So using this UMULL instruction, we can extract this 76. Okay. So after execution, long multiply instruction execution, your R4 holds upper 32-bit and R5 holds lower 32-bit. Okay. So after execution, what will be the content of R4 and what will be the content of R5?
Ma'am, R4 will be having the 4Fs and 9070, while R5 will be having 76.
R4 holds upper 32-bit, not
Sorry,
lower.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
76.
I interchanged it.
7.
Okay. R4 holds 76 and R5 holds 4x9070. Is that clear, students?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Do you have any doubts in this? So in order to extract your 64-bit result, okay, you need to use this long multiply instruction. For that, we require 2 destination operands, okay. So one operand will hold upper 32-bit and other operand will hold lower 32-bit, okay. Is that clear? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So next one is the signed MUL. Okay. So this will perform two.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, at 3:45 we have our HOC class, ma'am.
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
இது மட்டும் முடிச்சிரட்டா பாலசூரியா?
Okay, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. So signed MULL operation perform signed multiply operation. So your R4, R3 holds the signed numbers. Okay. So after multiplication, your R5 holds the upper 32-bit and R6 holds the lower 32-bit. Okay. So I will explain the signed operation in the next class. Okay. Either in the lab class or theory class. Okay. See, when we are multiplying that number, that is FF 4x9070 is the answer. Okay. So according to the processor assumption, the given number is the signed number. So we are supposed to get the signed result, okay? So the answer will be 6F90. So this 6F90 is loaded in this particular register, either in 2's complement format or it is in either 16-bit value or in 2's complement format. Okay. Next, your R6 is loaded this 32-bit value and R7 is loaded loaded with the 64-bit value. After multiplication, your LSB 32-bit answer will be holded by R8. Okay, and this is very similar to this instruction. So next class we will see about this division operation. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
So just you complete all the arithmetic operations using LTR instruction, and also you try out this addition code and multiplication code. Okay. So next class I will explain this division. Is that okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you can leave the meet. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you,
Today's
ma'am.
absentees are roll number 36 and 49. Remaining
Okay.
all are present.
Okay, Dhanush.
Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.